old crowns. So a lot of our patients, especially in the UK, will have old crowns on their teeth because crowns are something that is totally different to a veneer. A crown goes around the whole tooth. And now we have the ability to place a super thin layer of porcelain on the front of someone's tooth to create a new aesthetic. But if we rewind 20, 30 years, maybe even 10, 15 years, there's a lot of dentists still placing crowns for the strength, the perceived strength, and things like that. But it's a bit of a destructive way of replacing some kind of effect on the tooth. What we prefer to do now is use the materials at their absolute limit. So we want to create the thinnest possible restoration, and we can do that safely now. The problem with a crown is you've removed a lot of tooth. But once we have a situation like a crown, then what we have to do is we have to try and deliver an aesthetic result by replacing the crowns. And in this case, what you'll see is this lovely patient came to see me and said, I've got these two front crowns, they've always been a little bit crooked. I've always been quite self-conscious of that, but I want to improve it, but I don't want to lose my character. And I hear this all the time. So the issue we have here is we have certain teeth at the side that we need to improve. We need more volume, we need more width at the side. The smile is really dominant around the front teeth. You're noticing the front teeth not only because of the crowns, but because of the fact that actually they're forward and everything else is set back. So one of the answers to disguise the front teeth is actually going to be to give this patient more volume at the side. So how will we do that? We need to use veneers. We're not going to be using crowns on those teeth because that would be too much dentistry. So we have a situation where we don't know what's underneath the crown. It could be super dark, it could be very small, and then we have to try and match a different restoration, a porcelain veneer on these teeth to the crowns at the front. So we already have a color issue. So that's one challenge. The second challenge is we have a midline that is at an angle. And when we have a midline that is at an angle, we have to correct that. To correct that, I want to straighten it up. It means we have to make one side longer and we have to make one side shorter to shift that smile. So we have a few issues to deal with here, and then we have the patient who's really conscious of making it look like it really fits and makes it wanting to look natural, which is what I believe in too. So how did we do this? As always, we get our patient into temporaries, but let me move straight to the final here, just to try and explain how we can achieve something that looks very, very real, even if we don't have a great starting point. So here what we see is the end result. We treated the patient from here to here with a combination of two new crowns and veneers on these teeth at the side. But what has kept this result natural is opening up in between the teeth to create a feminine result, but also having depth in between the teeth. Having the depth coming in and out between each individual tooth actually creates a separation between the teeth, and you can kind of see an age-appropriate smile. As we age, we lose a little bit of gum. So we have the opportunity to close all of that up with the dentistry that we're doing and kind of reverse that, or we have the opportunity to keep those depths in between the teeth, and that emergence actually helps us to create something age-appropriate. So we can still go a little bit whiter, we can still improve the smile, we can have it blending, but with the characteristics and the shape, what we're able to do is just keep it age appropriate. Then it's about understanding the material, understanding the preparation, and understanding the end goal, which allows us to match two crowns to veneers, which are actually two totally different restorations. They're not the same, and that's quite challenging too. But I love this case because it just suits her, and if we go to her face photograph, you'll see that even now when she's smiling super wide, the colour is bringing out her eyes and it suits her face really, really well. So just an example of replacing old crowns and adding veneers beside them.